Hi guys, Henry Horror here. With me always is the punk rock brother man, Mr. Johnny Noise.
Hey, Mr. China, we got a really cool show for you tonight. Sit back, seatbelts on, enjoy the ride.
All right, tonight we're proud to have with us Mike and Spud from the Dunzos. How you doing,
What's
guys?
up, guys?
Hey,
Hey,
See, we got dressed for the occasion, which is cool.
always.
so you don't wake up this way?
Well, actually, yeah. That's kind of my morning routine.
I mean, we're normally naked, but we have to put clothes on.
Well, yeah, and look, we greatly appreciate that. Just for the purpose of our discussion, thank you. We're good.
We got to show off these Florida suntans that we have.
I was about to say, yeah, I see that. So you guys are basking on the beach and hanging out and getting your tan on, and so
This
yeah.
is actually just sunscreen.
For Florida, you're probably right. You know, it's either that or just get a can of mayonnaise and just dip yourself in that because you probably get fried down there.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I made the mistake and went down there to go visit my dad like in July. He's down there in Boca, and I was like, "Oh, this is the last time I'm doing this shit. I'll see you like December." Hell no. It was vicious
Well,
hot.
December is a funny time in Florida because you could have one day of it being 88 degrees, and then
Yeah.
the next day it could be like as low as 20. It's crazy.
Yeah, but at least you get a break. You know, it was so relentless, in July, and everybody driving their little Teslas around, and nothing against them at all, but it was so hot they had the windows down because they couldn't run the AC. It was just draining their freaking batteries. I'm driving my piece of shit little Key, and it's snowing in my car. How's it going, fellas? How's that $100,000 car working out for you? But I guess, and again, it's so blazing hot. I guess they had no choice. They couldn't run the car, run the AC, run the lights. It wasn't happening. So it was insane.
The humidity is so insane in Florida that the AC doesn't even work properly.
Oh, I bet. It's the last time I lived down there was Jacksonville, and that was back in the '80s. And yeah, it's a little too toasty for me. I'm good. I'll see you guys like January or something. We're good. So do a show like January, February. We'll figure it out. So I know Henry has a few questions for you, and we'll kind of kick things off and see what happens.
I'm having a blast so far with this. So who are some of you guys' influences?
We got the usual suspects. Primus.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was
so
a joke.
special.
No, I mean one thing we all agree on is probably like Alkaline Trio, Blitz Kid. Yeah. But
That's
then
good. Okay.
but then you have like, as weird as this sounds, like there's like ska influences in what we like, like Oingo Boingo.
Oh, I love Oingo Boingo.
Oh
like,
man. Okay.
So,
Okay.
we get weird with a lot of our what we pull from. Dano's like a big metal guy. Like he's gonna pull from like Iron Maiden and stuff like that. But then Tyler,
Oh,
our
wow.
drummer, is like I said, like big into ska, likes pulling from like Real Big Fish, Mustard Plug, things like that. That's the kind of bands he
Wow.
likes. And then we all kind of dig on the Ramones. I mean, that's kind of the
Oh,
Dunzos
okay.
is basically our cheap attempt at doing an undead Ramones.
Wow.
That's
Wow. Okay.
what the Dunzos are. But then we pull from all these weird little influences we have, and we try not to sound like our influences. We try to do something different and try to kind of
Hmm.
be
Unique.
something new.
Yeah, and it's funny that Mike says that because like one of my favorite bands, and Mike was like, "Oh, we shut up about this band," but a band that sounds like themselves is the Police. That's my all-time favorite band.
Wow.
We both do, but that's mine.
Oh, me, you, and Tyler.
And Tyler too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's anybody that can like say the Police sucks because they're great, amazing.
Well, for a three-piece, they really, and look at Rush too. Three-piece
Oh, yeah.
band, and they're so complex. You don't realize that it's only three guys up there, and the Police too. They pulled all that off with 3 people. So
Yeah,
I mean that's back in my day. I mean, you're going back early, MTV days. 1980, 79, 80, somewhere in there, I guess, when they started doing all that stuff. But like I said, but just for 3 guys, they really hit it
yeah. If
for
you go back
sure.
and listen to their whole repertoire, like every
Hmm.
album is completely different. But if you go back and listen to it, like just even now, you're like, wow, those guys way ahead of their time. That stuff.
Yeah,
Some of the songs you'd hear coming out now if they weren't written already.
yeah, yeah. That's pretty wild. So Oingo Boingo with Dead Man's Party, was that your influence on that?
Yeah, like Dead Man's Party.
Okay, okay.
I Gray Matter. That one's fun. A
Wow.
lot of Danny Elfman's just like scores and soundtracks. Like I mean, you know, the Batman '89, man. That score. Oh, ooh,
Yeah,
da, 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 da.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's crazy.
Nobody
That's
even
Yeah,
crazy.
knows this
that
band
that is a
until
good
you
song.
point it out.
That's like, what's your influence on the Dunzos? You ever listen to the Batman score? You know?
Wow, wow. That's funny. Yeah, you said Oingo Boingo, and I'm like, that's a first. That's a
No,
first.
no, they're not. I think Oingo Boingo is more influential than a lot of people give them credit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I'll tell you one power trio that I'm really into that a lot of people, for some reason, freak out on, but I jam out to Budgie a lot.
You
You
say Budgie like the bird?
Budgie like the bird, yeah.
I haven't heard of Budgie.
I didn't
They
hear that.
are they're like, some people call them the Welsh version of Rush,
Okay.
but they were real good. They were like early 70s, like 71, 72.
You
Uh,
say they're from Wales?
yeah, I believe so. I believe because I
Wow.
know that they're. I don't know. Uh, I don't know what part of Wales they're from. I just know that they're Welsh.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Well, so yeah, I actually grew up in the UK, so I'm familiar.
Oh,
Oh,
Um,
really?
Wales is not very big. So I
Hmm.
was just curious because like in the early '70s in Wales, you had bands like The Alarm and stuff like that. Police later in the '70s and whatnot. I've never heard
Hmm.
of Budgie. I'm quite surprised. I have to check them out.
yeah, they're pretty good, man. Check out. Well, the way I heard of them is forgive me for saying this, but Metallica covered a couple of their songs, and I went back and I've always got to go listen to the originals, and I listened to the originals, and next thing I know, I'm getting Budgie cassettes, and well, because back then, when I was a teenager, it was all about cassettes, so I was buying Budgie albums left and right because you'd get them they'd have the nice price sticker on them, so you'd get like a whole album for like 4.99 on cassette. But
Those were the
yeah,
days.
check them out. They're good. They're good. Crash Course in Brain Surgery, Bread Fan, Napoleon Part One, Part Two. They've got some epic stuff on there, man. But really, really good. Really, really good.
I'll check them out.
Wow. So you grew up in the UK, you said?
Yeah.
Where at?
In East Anglia, which is the complete opposite side from Wales. So, if you're looking at the UK on a map, you see the bump on the left, that's Wales. Well, there's a
Right.
smaller bump on the east coast, in the southeast, and I grew up in the north side of that bump on the
Oh, wow.
so
Cool. Okay. Yeah,
Norfolk,
yeah, yeah.
actually, like Norfolk, Virginia,
Norfolk.
where they got
Yeah,
their name
yeah.
from.
Right, right, right. Oh, that's pretty cool. What
Awesome.
you got, Henry? What you got,
Uh,
Henry?
so speaking of different influence and stuff, like, how would you guys describe y'all's music?
Here, here's the thing. Like we automatically have to claim like horror punk, right?
Uh-huh.
But
Hmm.
it's kind of like it's getting in this weird space, especially with a lot of the new stuff we're actually working on right now, where it's getting in this like it'd probably be safer to say it's horror rock at this point because we're kind of getting in these weird little like us having like the Rush influences and these other influences other than the horror punk. that stuff's starting to come out in how we play, especially now that the band has kind of like expanded a little more. Like when the band started, it was me and my laptop. Like I'm working on songs, and then as I kind of expanded and try to figure out, oh, I can make this something more than just a recording project. I started getting, different bandmates and stuff, and they started putting their like stamp on what we do. So instead of it being
Okay.
more like oh, hey, here's some songs that I wrote, you guys play them. Everybody's bringing their own little influences, their own little attitudes, their way and style of playing, and the new music that we're working on now, it's it's really nice because you can hear Mike, you can hear Spud, you can hear Dano, you can hear Tyler. It doesn't just sound like we're just banging away like kind of like
Mhm.
just playing what's on like a demo or something that I've come up with. Everybody's now comfortable and is able to put their stank on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like just the other month we released some Christmas songs, and which is completely
Oh wow.
unorthodox for a horror punk band, right? But
Right.
I was sitting right here playing my bass, and I was recording for Mrs. Claus, and I started just kind of experimenting, and you were like, "What are you doing there?" And I did something that was Mark Hoppus esque, and we're both like Blink 182 fans, and that
Mhm.
just a little bit of Mark Hoppus just hopped out, so to speak,
Opt out.
in that
Yeah.
song.
Wow. Wow. So I mean, so obviously over time, everybody's sound evolves, it changes. You know, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely from a horror punk background,
Hmm.
from back in the '70s and '80s, and as time moves on, things change. And then when the last band Crimson Carry too, we played some punk stuff, but we went kind of 180 out from it. I still do my horror punk. I'm still a big Pistols fan, the Ramones, all that good stuff. I mean, that's ingrained in me probably forever. But like I said, it sounds like your sound, and I saw a couple of your videos too. I'm like, this is kind of horror punk ish. It's not like the full blown,
Yeah.
you know, uh, uh, Dawn of the Dead type, just whatever coming at you. So it has a different vibe to it. And over time, I'm sure, like I said, you're collaborating now with all the
Hmm.
different members of the band, and everybody brings their little vibe to it, and it'll change, which is good because you got to keep it fresh. You know, you can
You
thrash
gotta
out
keep
all day long, all day, every day, and do the same thing over and over and over, but you're bringing new stuff to the table, and that's what kind of keeps, in my opinion, anyway. That's what kind of keeps you going. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're gonna we've got a song that Mike wrote that we when we were experimenting and playing it, we were just like, I can hear some Marilyn Manson here, and
Oh shit.
again, we're both Marilyn Manson fans too. And we punked it up in our own way. We're putting our own stink on it. Every unique band member putting our own unique stamp on it, and it
Hmm.
sounds great. So
Yeah.
keep your eyes and ears peeled for Monster I've Become.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Awesome. Awesome.
Now you did mention a Justin Bieber cover. Is that also coming out? Or, I was
Yeah,
just
jokingly.
going.
You know,
I'll never let that
Wait.
live me down. Dang it.
Yeah, watch out for that bear trap. It'll get you. So anyway, pre-show we were joking around with that. So just want to put that out there, man. It's just
I will say,
sorry, sorry,
have you
Beebs.
have you seen Justin Bieber skateboarding lately? He's been working on his skate skills. That guy he's rocking out on his board right now.
Really.
Yeah, he's ripping it.
Let
Wow.
me tell you, that's somebody. Love him, hate him, whatever your opinion on is, a guy. That's somebody who's walking his own path, man. He doesn't give a flying what anybody thinks. He just does his own thing,
That's punk
So
rock.
yeah, it is in a way. Yeah, it's like wow, this, but yeah, it is.
I mean, it is.
What are you gonna do? Well, we'll have to get him get him a Sex Pistols Johnny Rotten shirt and see if we'll skateboard with that on a little bit, whatever. So, welcome to the club, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Henry, I know you got some other questions, brother.
All right. So You guys are the Dunzos. I noticed in the credits for things that you do, everybody's something Dunzo, Mike Dunzo.
Mhm.
Now, are you using that name when y'all do that as like Dunzos as a sense of unity?
Yeah, it's basically like we were talking about having the Ramones influence earlier. It's like we as a band, it's like we are a family, so we kind of represent that whole aspect of us kind of being together under a unified name. And so it's just something we liked from like the Dunza or like from the Ramones, how they may not have been like real family and often very dysfunctional, but
Yeah, yeah.
they they were a unit, and that's one of the things we liked and respected. So that's one thing we wanted to do is we represented ourselves as a unit, as the Dunzos. We are the Dunzos.
Oh wow, yeah,
That is
yeah.
awesome. That is awesome.
And
Have y'all by chance read Johnny Ramone's autobiography, Commando?
No, not I'm definitely gonna have that on my list. I actually finished Geddy Lee's biography recently. So
Ah,
we were talking about
oh
Rush
wow,
earlier. That one
yeah.
was really good. I recommend that.
Rush has a kick-ass new drummer too.
Oh
She's
yeah.
on it. She is
Oh yeah.
on it. I saw um, uh, like an interview thing, a quick little blurb, and they had said that like the fills and all the all the rolls and all that stuff. She had that down pat from day one,
Mhm.
but what she had to kind of do is get into more of the groove of the song a little bit, which took a little time. But they were like amazed from like the second she sat behind the kid. She already knew all the freaking fills. They're like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, the hard part's done. Now you just got to settle down and play the rest of the song, But that I was pretty impressed by what I saw on the on I think it was YouTube. So of course, but yeah, yeah, they're out there still kicking ass. So
Yeah,
I'm not
copying
mad
the
at them.
song note for note is the hard part, as you say, but it's really not. It's literally having to vibe with the song, and
Correct.
actually feel it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's exactly what they were talking about. Is she needed to kind of settle in and feel the song. Just go with her own kind of interpretation of what's happening. Besides all the crazy fills and shit, because he did
Yeah,
some wacky shit. So it's like the time signatures from Rush is I couldn't even fathom it.
Mhm.
I'm not a drummer. I can play some drums, like a 4/4 if I'm lucky. So but
Well, I
I
could do
have
the meat and potatoes all day, but
meat
you
and
try to
potatoes,
do
yeah. But you throw something fancy, and I'm like, yep, I'm out. See ya. Thank you. Bring in the professionals, please. So yeah, it's just crazy. But so yeah, you got to vibe it, and I think what you guys are doing, which is good, because you see bands out there um, that don't have the vibe, so to speak, and you're the Dunzos, so everybody is part of that. You know what I mean? So it, you're not just four individuals or whatever, going up there in different types of, So I'm sure you obviously you dress when you play, so there's a continuity. There's something that you all kind of have the same theme when you're on stage, if I'm not mistaken, from what I
Yeah,
saw anyway. You know.
yeah. So that kind of comes from like like when you go and see a band, right?
Hmm.
We're doing punk rock, more or less. We have like different variations, 3 4 chords. We're not reinventing the wheel in what we do. We're having fun doing what we do. But one thing, when you're wearing the face paint, you're wearing the gear and looking like a unit, you remember that. I remember going and seeing a band, and I was like, man, that guitarist was really good, but I do not remember that band. You know
Right.
what I mean? But like the guy doing like 3 or 4 chords that's out there, and they're like like something unique. Either they're all wearing the same color pants, or like something that makes them stick out.
Hmm.
People pay attention to that. And
Correct. Yeah.
I got tired of going to shows and punk rock shows and metal shows, and you'd go out and it would look like somebody just walked up on stage with their guitar wearing like basketball shorts and like stumbled off, and you're like, okay, it was cool. Like then they would be like, whoa, tearing it up. But again, I saw like five other bands that looked like that or sounded like that, and I was just like, I miss I miss going and seeing shows like that where they're just over the top. You went and saw a band and you were like, holy crap, what did I just see? You know what I mean? Like it was an
Hmm.
experience. You
Right.
saw somebody like putting their heart and soul out on stage, playing their songs, putting on a show for you, and they were like larger than life, and you just don't get that anymore. Everybody's in this like kind
Hmm.
of state of mid.
Mm.
Man.
Well,
It's
Pretty
Mike
accurate.
hit a note on me. I was picturing something in my head while he was speaking, and like, if I say a band name, this is the one that popped up in my head. But if I say Devo, what do you see in your head?
the
You see
hats.
those hats, right?
Correct.
The
Right.
And
interdomes, interdomes, or whatever they were called.
yeah, exactly. And it's basically the Dunzos we do our own version of that. When
Hmm.
you say the Dunzos and you know who we are, like you picture us in your head, and that's what I do with Devo and Boingo Boingo and the Ramones. They all have their own stamp. I mean, we all know
Right.
the obvious ones like Slipknot, Mushroom Head. We know what they
Hmm.
look like, but but they're unique and they have their own style, and that's what
Right.
we try to do.
And I
Right.
think another thing that's an odd influence that you may not pick up right off the well, you might from my makeup today actually. We're we we grew up watching '90s pro wrestling.
80s.
Oh yeah, you're old. Yeah.
I
Uh,
watched some of the
so
90s too.
so like that little bit of influence from like pro wrestling taking your natural personality. Like I love horror movies. I love watching like classic horror movies. Like I've accidentally Pavlov dogged myself that I always watch like the classic horror channel when I go to sleep at night. That now when I see like old time like Universal horror movies, if they're on the TV, I start kind of getting the nods because I've been conditioned to just watching that as I fall asleep at night. But um, I just like that plus like the love of pro wrestling. Like if you've ever seen like us do like a promo video, like when we go out and play shows or something like that, we'll usually do some kind of like video on our Instagram or our Facebook, and it's if you watch it, it's like classic like NWO promos. Like it's like us like black and white telling you like, hey, what are you doing? Come to our show. You're wasting your time doing blah blah blah, and like coming up with some kind of like almost like pro wrestling esque promo telling you why you should be where we are. And like just things like that. Like we we kind of just went, you know what have we always wanted to see? What have we always wanted to see on stage? Let's just do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, good music is always good music,
Hmm.
but it's like a 50-50 split. You have to have that visual and that so people remember, you know, the band and you besides the music. And I think some people lose that. You know what I mean? It's like really good music,
Yeah,
but they got they're all wearing like whatever t-shirt, and a
mhm,
hat or whatever it is. There's no continuity to it.
yeah,
So, and then again, you guys obviously have a theme going on, which makes you more memorable on your live, on your live shows, I'm sure, so, but that's, and that in my opinion, in my humble opinion, that'll always put you ahead as far as people remembering the show and who you are. It's like, who were those guys? Well, they had the makeup on, they had this, they had that, whatever, and people remember that stuff. Where like, well, one guy had on a Ford hat, the other one had a Who Farted shirt, and who's your mama and whatever. It's like, what? And shorts and pro kids. I mean, really? You know, um, So yeah, keep doing what you're doing though, because it keeps you apart from the your average kind of band, so to speak. And nothing against anybody, everybody plays. I'm sure everybody plays some good music and everything, but you have a you have something else going on besides you bringing something to the table besides your music. You got theatrical stuff going on stage.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure. I
You know.
that's one thing, like with what we do, we try to, like as far as like the visuals in the band, we want that to kind of go alongside with our music. Like it doesn't work without the music, and the music, you know, it would still work without the visuals, but I think it's kind of like that little extra bit of icing on the cake. You know what I mean? It like
Hmm.
gives you a little bit of a show. That little bit of
Oh yeah.
on there.
I think
Oh
that's
Definitely.
yeah.
basically what we've been trying to say this whole time is that very thing.
Yeah.
It's just what makes us. That's one reason why I play a Longhorn Dan Electro bass.
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys have seen it as of late, but I try to play that all the time. I experiment occasionally with other basses, but that bass is me. That's what Dunzos.
Right. Right. Well, I think I play guitar and bass as well, and I have guitars that don't leave my studio, and then I have guitars I play live. And same thing with the bass. I get this big, heavy monster, Jackson black and chrome bass, and it just big. And then in the studio, I have a much lighter, more comfortable bass to play when you jamming 3-4 hours holding the damn thing. But yeah, you have to have your personality in your instrument, and then in your makeup and your clothing that comes out. And like I said, it does add to the whole experience of coming to see a band play. You know, um, and me being old school, back when I played, CBs and Maxes and all those places, it was always, you know, black leathers and the spike collars, and I got sent home a bunch from school because I had the big spikes going down my arm and stuff. Take that off, whatever. But that was just what we did. That was our theme, back in the day, and but I think it's cool. I think you guys are doing good with that. That's definitely a positive a thing for you guys for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because when uh, when I saw you, Mike, on Facebook, I said this cat's got something cool going on. I'm gonna friend him and see if he'll friend me back. And then I found out about the Dunzos, so I was like, okay. I went to YouTube and I checked out a couple of songs. I think the first video I saw was as Ghost. And
Right.
then by the time I got to, this always happens with me and John. Start checking something out, and I got to, I believe, is it called Psycho Love Song? That one?
It's like a love song. Yes.
Yeah, I got to that one. By that point, I'm either calling or texting John. Hey man, there's these guys. They're called the Dunzo. Hey, we let me see if they'll be on the show. So, it,
That's Mike's favorite song, by the way, of the whole Dunzos repertoire. That's Mike's favorite one.
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool.
My
Yeah,
bass.
yeah. I see it. Yeah, I
So,
see it.
so you said, Henry, you said you like the video, right? Like
Yeah.
the little. Okay, so Spud, before he was in the band and back when I was still playing bass, he just latched onto that song. He really really liked that song, and he was like, "Hey, I'm a photographer and a videographer in the area. If you guys ever want a video, I want to make this video for you. Just let me know, and we'll get it done." And so we literally spent a weekend at our guitarist's like storage shed over what is that area?
Laguna Beach.
Laguna Beach
Laguna
area,
Beach.
and
Yeah.
it was had a lot of funny moments. There's like a 2 second scene in there where I get thrown in the back of a van, and it's only 3 seconds of the video, but he had me diving into this van so many times, and he's like, "No, man, let us put the tape behind your hand or behind your back and throw." I'm like, "It's not happening, dude. I'm catching myself. I'm not diving back like doing a face bump into my van, like I'm like."
Which he did. That's what's funny.
But he
But it's
did.
like I did that so many times, and then it's like 3 seconds into the video.
Oh
Just
yeah,
goes to
yeah,
show, it just goes to show how much the details matter.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Keep doing it till you blow out your shoulder. All right, cut, print. We got it.
yeah. That kind of, I guess that kind of answers one of my questions, because I noticed that you guys seem to have like a lot of videos, and they look like, yeah, they're pretty well, really well done. So I was gonna ask you, did you guys have help with that, or did y'all pretty much stay independent DIY? And
We are very DIY with everything we do. That is the one thing, that's very very punk about us, or is that we do everything ourselves. Um, he shot almost every video we've done. I think the As Ghost video is the only thing you haven't been a part of, because I shot that on a GoPro.
No, I was part of that because your cousin was here, remember? And so I helped
Oh
setting up
no
the
no
equipment and
no,
stuff.
that's just like a grave,
Oh yeah,
just like a
that's right.
grave.
My
Yeah,
bad. As
yeah.
Ghost was before me, so
Yeah.
yeah, my bad. I got the timeline all.
But that was kind of like the thing, like well, when we kind of kicked off, it was like when everything was kind of like kicking off for us was right when COVID happened. Like we were just like, hey, we're gonna do this,
Wow. Yeah.
and oh, well, maybe we can do some more visual stuff. So that's where we kind of like, well, let's lean into like YouTube and do some videos and have some fun
Mm.
doing stuff like that. And so, COVID happened. We weren't able to play shows live, and that kind of led to the Thanksgiving videos that we were doing, because we were like, well, we don't have any shows going on. Nobody's doing anything on Thanksgiving. Let's shoot something for that. And so we just filmed ourselves playing like 4 or 5 songs in my storage shed in my backyard, and chopped
Oh
it up,
wow.
edited, and put those out. Um, so I mean, like, we just like doing stuff like that. Like, I think that's a little bit
Hmm.
more of like kind of like a little bit of that pro wrestling influence stuff, like watching wrestling and doing the little skits and stuff, and like sketch comedy stuff, like Whitest Kids like this silly things, you know like like with the band, we take our music serious. We like doing what we do, but I mean, you know, we know we're grown men in makeup. You know what I mean? Like, it's you can't take yourself very seriously. Like, you get around people that are like all like, and they're like that all the time, and then you see them, like back behind the thing, and they're just like, hey man, how you doing? And you're just like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's just like, I'm just up front with it. We're silly and goofy, like right off the rip, and we don't bind to the crap of like, oh, we're super scary all the time, like,
Right, right.
we're grown men in makeup.
yeah,
Yeah, you get. Yep. He's like, it's so. You keep on bringing up the wrestling. So is that
Mhm.
like the? I'm not a big wrestling fan, but is that
Yeah.
the Jimmy Superfly snooker look that you're going for? Is that?
Oh, exactly. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Oh, yeah.
Old
Score
school.
one. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Except
Okay.
except we actually got away with murder.
Oh, okay. All right.
oh shit.
Oh my
Did I
God.
say that out loud?
Oh man. Yeah.
Well,
As you can
hang
tell,
on.
our humor is forefront in everything.
There you go. There you go. That's hilarious. So before we started actually recording, you had mentioned that we met
Mhm.
in Birmingham,
Yes.
and that
Yeah.
was
Yes. We the punk rock, or no, it was Misfits Masquerade in Birmingham. Um, we were playing there, and I believe you were supposed to come play some shows, but the band didn't work out or something, and you
yeah.
had jumped up on stage and were playing some Misfits covers, and it was our first time playing in Birmingham, and so we were like trying to figure out how to like turn our songs into Misfit songs. We're like, okay, because punk rock has that very similar DNA. Almost everything is
Right.
the same 4 chords in different keys, or same 3 chords in different keys. So we were figuring out how to kind of piece it all together and glue it all together. And that was a weird night. That was a fun, weird night.
It was a really, yeah, it was fun. It was a little wacky, for sure. And I was flying by the seat of my pants when I got down there because all of a sudden I'm a solo artist going, okay, now what? But I was like, I'll be damned if I just didn't drive 100 miles, get a room, and I had stuff to give away to the
Mhm.
promoter because he puts upon his whole thing, so I'm just going to do whatever happens. So, and I was just going around, seeing if anybody let me slide in. So and that's what happened. It was a really good time, though. I had a really good time playing that show for sure. It was really cool. But and that BC Rich I played with, that was another guitar thing's a bear. That
Oh
thing
yeah.
is so top heavy, it's ridiculous. But like I said, it worked out good. Everybody put on a good show. It was it was pretty packed in there. I was really it was really good. So
Did Did you check out that creepy fountain? Like
yeah,
in the yeah.
yeah.
So
I got a bunch of pictures from that show somewhere saved.
oh yeah. So I'm actually we're based in Florida, but I was actually originally from that area in
Oh wow,
Birmingham,
okay,
and
yeah,
man, that fountain's been there forever, man, and it's like it's so
wow,
odd, just like out in the middle of nowhere, and you just see this like pan character like reading from this book in the
yeah.
middle.
That's a little yeah. It's a
It's
little,
like
it's a little crazy. You're like, what's it? Doesn't? Yeah, yeah. I'm with you. It's like you don't want to be around there by yourself at midnight or something. It's like something
no,
bad's about to
no.
happen. What's it's like? Holy crap!
There's a lot of places like that in Birmingham, like
Oh yeah.
Sloss Furnace.
Oh,
And
sauce furnace, yeah.
I mean, just Birmingham is an old industrial city. And with
Hmm.
that, you get old industrial tales and sites and things that are really spooky and just weird,
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah. It
look at where
is.
Ozzy Osbourne's from. He's from Birmingham, UK, and that is the most industrial city in the UK. I mean, or at least it was at one time. They had just like in Birmingham, Alabama being metalworks. Well, Birmingham,
Steel City.
England, same exact thing. They had steel mills. So I mean,
Right.
with it, you get all that spookiness. Lemmy was
Yeah.
also from Birmingham as well. So I mean,
Hmm.
it's places like that produce great artists, not just
Well,
musicians,
yeah,
artists.
right. It has a unique vibe to it. You know what I mean? It's like it's almost like this element of danger when you go downtown Birmingham to some of those places. You're like, okay, you kind of like you're a little more alert. What's going on? whatever, and you just kind of So I parked in the parking deck down the block.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm walking back over there. To get my vehicle afterwards, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna make it back to the freaking club. I mean, there was so much shit going on. Because it was just a really kind of a sketchy
Yeah,
thing. The whole neighborhood. I'm like, holy shit. So
yeah.
like, I ran in my car, like locking the freaking doors, like what the frig, I just want to get the hell out of here. But
Sorry.
It's like
but
welcome to Five Points.
yeah, it had a weird vibe to it. But I mean, um, but overall, the show was definitely cool. I met a lot of really really cool people, and I was really lucky to actually even get on stage. Considering what happened. So
Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
was cool though. I had a good time, man. That was definitely awesome. So you guys
We
have to come. Hmm?
oh, I was gonna say we had another fun moment from that night, and I hope Dano doesn't mind telling this story, but it was just that night we everybody's drinking and stuff, and we're getting ready to leave, and Dano likes Jameson. And so, so he's like, "Oh man, somebody just bought me a shot, guys. I gotta go." And he goes, and so he's like trying to kill this shot before he leaves. Well, the shot they brought him was a glass of Jameson. It was
Oh my god, yeah.
like that. And so he chugs this glass of Jameson. Well, we at that point we were the only place open was some like all night Mexican restaurant next to some strip club. So we go into this Mexican restaurant.
Good combo.
Yeah. Oh, there was some guy that was like mad because he got kicked out of the strip club. Talking to us, they kicked me out. It's unfair. And we're like, dude, it's 4 o'clock. The bar closed at 3 o'clock. They kicked you out because they were closed. Like he could. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Like he
Oh
couldn't
my god.
process why he got kicked out of the strip club. Like, and so we finally get into the Mexican restaurant, Dano has this quesadilla, and he takes 2 bites out of this quesadilla. At this point, the Jameson has kicked in. It's 2 bites out of this quesadilla, face down into the quesadilla, and then he
Nice.
wakes up periodically to take a bite out of the quesadilla, and he goes, "Man, this quesadilla is the bomb, yo!" And takes a bite, and just goes boom, face down into the quesadilla again. We have photos of this somewhere that we keep telling him, like we're gonna get made as hats, and just
Yeah.
But oh man,
Wow.
we
that's funny.
we have a good time when we play.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
I'd imagine.
Well, yeah, if it's not fun, then don't friggin' do it. You have to have a little fun. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean
And,
that's.
it's,
I mean,
it's,
if you, I mean this, like with music nowadays, you're not doing it for money. You're doing it for fun. It's it's the nature of the beast. I mean,
Yeah.
I was joking around, like we joke around and say, like, what are we? We don't make money being actual musicians. It's like we're traveling T-shirt salesmen that sing jingles, at this point. But like if
Yeah.
you wouldn't get out and do this if it just wasn't fun,
Right.
like
Right.
What's the point of doing it if it's not fun? There's really no point doing it if it's not fun.
That's true.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And and once it becomes a job, where you're like, oh well, we got whatever. Then you got to, unless you're on like a massive contract and you're living in some mansion, okay, this is my bread and butter. I better get out there and whatever, which or not. Obviously, with
he might be.
yeah, well, I can tell you, there's no money. You can do all the records you want. It's just it's tough. It really is. It's tough to make it. You have to have a little bit of luck, and stuff, and it's just tough. So yeah, but you do it for the fun, and that's
Well,
kind of
I think that's one reason why Blink-182 was as popular as they were. I mean, yeah, they're all great musicians in their own way. No, absolutely. But what was one thing that everybody noticed then and now about Blink-182? They're goofy. They had
Yeah.
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
It's like we're talking about, like it gets back to just like when we get out and we play, you can see that we enjoy what we're doing. You'll see us like on stage. We'll make jokes and crack jokes to each other while we're on stage, like making jokes like some. We haven't done this in a while, but we're definitely going to bring it back. We have a Dunzos theme song, so like when we're playing live, we start like telling, like sounding off what everybody's doing in the band. And so the lyric for the actual song is, we got Spud playing the bass. But when we play it live, because I was the original bass player, I rib him a little bit, and I'll be like, "We got Jody, or we got Spud.
That guy owes me money.
We got Spud fucking up the bass." Like it's like,
God.
so we like, it's like we rib each other like when we're playing live, and just make jokes and have fun.
You have to. We did with Crimson Carrier. We did a couple shows down in Birmingham, and not Birmingham. I'm sorry, Macon, Georgia. And one of the shows, it was kind of we had a decent crowd, but they were kind of stale. You know what I mean? I'm like, something don't feel right. So we've done shows in Macon where they just went nuts. So me being, I'm kind of a smart ass. So we're doing our sound check with everything, and it was like crickets. And my singer she killed it every time. She got this voice. It's just amazing. So I did the like the Lawrence Welk. I was like, "Thank you, Bobby and the Judy, for that wonderful number, Boogaloo till you puke," or something like that. And people just looked at me like, "What the fuck did he just say?" I'm like,
Hold on, that's from Good Morning.
Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
until we puke.
Boogaloo till you puke. Something like, what the. I'm like, hello, is this thing on? And we knew it was going to be the audience was just going to stare at us the whole time. Like, So at that point, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, so whatever,
You
you
know,
know.
that is there is a certain freedom that happens when you realize, man, this place is not filling us. We might as well just goof around,
Just
and then it
fucking
ends up
go.
being a fun show because it's like almost like you're like, well, these folks don't like us anyway, so
It was
might as
weird,
well
so
just cut
weird.
up.
Yeah,
If y'all are going to be a stick in the mud, and I guess we're going to stir the pot.
Well, you know
big
what
time, big
what
time.
happens to us a lot of times is, just simply from our visuals, right? Like somebody sees us and they'll go, "Oh man, they're gonna fit in great with the death metal bands," you know.
Hmm.
And so like we get there, and everything's like, and I get it, we look that way. But like, we'll get there, and then you realize, oh yeah, we're more like really fast '50s rock and roll kind of vibe. I don't know, but it somehow works, and we're
Yeah.
confused when it works. But most of the time, we get that like dead stare, like you're talking about, where they're like,
Yeah. What the fuck is this?
my my. My favorite thing. This is a true story. This like when you ever have somebody insult you so good that you just like, I got nothing. Like, so we ended up on some metal show, and my drummer's like kick pedal was malfunctioning and popped off in the middle of the set, so he couldn't hit his kick drum. And so I was like, "Oh, excuse us for a moment while we're having some technical difficulties." And like I said, we're surrounded by like death metal and technical metal people, and I just hear from the crowd, "There was nothing technical about that," and I was just like, "Yeah."
You got me. You got me.
He's like, "Yeah, we're doing 4 chords."
Yeah, it's all good. It's like I said, you have a little fun, and but like I said, you playing this death metal shows or whatever, and you're doing something different, and sometimes it really works. I've done punk shows, and people look at me, okay, from a punk background, they're expecting to whatever, like you're saying, and I wasn't doing that with the last band, and we
Yeah.
threw at them. We did 4 non-blondes,
Yeah.
right? And so I got all these goth kids painted up, like rocking out the 4 non-blondes, going, "What the fuck is this? This is it? Is this the end of the world? What the fuck's going on?" They loved it. They absolutely went off the rails. We did the fucking 4 non-blondes. So now we did it every time we did it. I don't care where we played, who was there. If they went Dracula capes, they were dancing around to the fucking 4 non-blondes song. Well, okay, I guess it stays in the fucking repertoire. So you never know. You never know what's going to resonate with whomever you're playing. So it's
Oh yeah.
just throw it at them and see what sticks on the wall. That's
We had something happen at a show up in Birmingham. We play a cover song of Harley Poe called Ouija. I don't know if you're familiar with Harley Poe at all, but we randomly this wasn't the Dunzos, but it was TJ from the Dunzos. He's one of the original members. We played a reggae version of Ouija.
Oh, no shit.
It was like not planned. It was on the fly, and TJ had never played the song, and we're just like 4/4 baby, we're gonna do this,
I was just like, we can't play it the way we actually play it, but we can do it this way.
Yeah, because somebody had shouted out like a request for us to play it, and we were like, TJ hasn't played this one.
Wow.
So just do that, hit that 4/4, man, and we're gonna
just
sky it up.
Yeah. So sometimes you just got to go. You just got to make it happen. So.
And people still talk about it like it resonated. Well, I don't know if we'll ever do that again.
Yeah.
So have you guys ever heard of Harley Poe?
I have not. No.
I have not.
Okay. So it's like, imagine like a folk band, but like all the lyrics are more akin to like Misfit songs or like Danzig lyrics, like really dark, like murder folk. It's like horror folk and murder folk. Yeah, it's really weird. Like but like that's another weird influence that me and him both have is Harley Poe. And so like one day I was just like, I started trying to figure out a way to kind of like punk the song up and like kind of make it a little bit heavier. Um, and so like, you know, a little bit of the I have a touch of the ADHD, so you know, like I had to make it weird. I had to make it different. It's like, oh, for this part, you know, we're gonna just go ticka 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 ticka. Oh, and here we're just gonna do this weird time change for a minute, you know, because you know it's a folk song. You know, why not just make it weird? And
Right, right.
and so it's one of our favorite covers. I mean, like we you know we do some covers live, you know, to kind of you know make it fun and make it different every show. But this was one that just hooked, and we liked doing it. And you know, Harley Poe is like kind of a big influence on you know what we do now. So you know,
Yeah,
Oh,
shout
cool.
out to them because they're an untapped. I think they need to be bigger than what they actually are. Joe
Hmm.
Whiteford is a genius when it comes to writing music, and he's actually a huge horror fan himself. He does like 3D arts for the horror genre, I guess you could say,
Oh,
like
okay. Yeah.
drawing, sculpting, things like that, and he's just he's just a genius.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta check that out. I have to
Oh,
definitely
yeah,
check that out.
definitely. Sounds pretty
somebody's
interesting.
Yeah.
So, you have any more questions, Henry, before we kind of land the plane?
Well, actually, it's pretty funny how this interview worked out because as we were talking, you guys answered
We covered it.
inadvertently answered questions that I had, so it all worked out that way. But
Wow.
I
Wow.
do have one last question. So, where can people go to find out more about the Dunzos?
Well, to keep it simple, you can go to thedunzos.com. That will link to all of our social medias. We are on Facebook,
Instagram,
Instagram,
Threads,
yeah, uh, Blue Sky. We're on
OnlyFans. We're on OnlyFans.
X. No, we had to cancel our OnlyFans, you know, because of Florida laws. Yeah. uh,
TMI, man.
the
TMI.
but we yeah, you can link everything's on
Yeah,
there. You can
Amazon Music, YouTube Music,
yeah,
Spotify, all that. Yeah,
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp,
Yeah,
everything's
Bandcamp.
you
there.
can
Okay.
find all of our music on that. If you go to our YouTube, you can see our silly videos that we make. We have a new song that's coming out. I don't know when this is actually going to air, so but it is coming out on June 9th because we're
Okay.
adults.
Awesome. Yeah,
That
this
is
will be out few days. Takes me a little bit to edit. So no worries. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome.
So yeah, we like I said, our new single. It's called "The Problem with Vampires." It's out this month, and we're probably gonna do another one of those silly videos, you know, that we like to do for that because we got a couple of ideas, you know, of of, of how we're gonna approach
Yeah.
this.
Did you guys see the promo video? It's like a 20-second clip or so. It was like released a couple weeks ago. Did you guys see that?
No, I have not. No.
I haven't seen it
Did you?
yet, but I'm yeah. As soon as we
Oh, to pull
sign,
it up.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look it up. I'll
If
So
check.
you've ever
so
had
the,
strangers in white shirts knock on your front door, you relate.
no, no. So the song is, you said, the problem with vampires.
Yes, the problem with vampires.
So I guess the problem is what, they suck. I mean, I don't know.
Yes, yes,
Nailed it.
very,
Nailed it.
very on
Oh,
the
oh.
nose.
Score one. Score one. All right. All right. But boom. Okay. No, but look, great having you on the show and talking with you guys. You guys are hilarious. And but guys, look out for the Dunzos, man. Keep an eye out on them. We certainly will keep an eye on you guys. And look, you got something going on or something in the future? Hit us up, either myself or Henry. Come on back and we can help. We'll throw you on for another episode. It was great having you guys on for sure, man.
Oh,
Right.
thank you for doing this.
It was
Yeah.
it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. I don't think I've ever laughed as much as I have laughed during this interview, so that's always a good thing. And yeah, and anytime you guys want to come back on, the invite is always there. Just hit us up and let us know, and we got to do this again for sure because I know I've had a blast.
Awesome.
Same with us. We had a good time too.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
All
The
righty,
whole time.
guys. So that is our show for this evening. Like to thank the Dunzos for being on again. Keep an
Yeah.
eye
Thanks,
out
guys.
for them. And we will see you in the next video.